What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the wrestling news video where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know on February 16th, 2024. Starting off on today's wrestling news video is you got some details on Billy Jack Haynes' recent voicemail about his wife exclusively on this report from the Sportskeeda article. Jeanette Becraft, the wife of wrestling legend Billy Jack Haynes, spent time in hospital 2 months before her death on February 8th. Haynes was arrested after allegedly shooting and killing 85-year-old Becraft at a home in Portland, Oregon. Haynes 70 wrestled for several companies in the 80s and the 90s, including WWE, then known as WWF at the time. Sportskeeda Wrestling senior editor Bill Apter discussed Haynes's situation with Mac Davis and Ted Long on the Wrestling Time Machine. Apter played a voice message that Haynes sent to him. I know you were trying to get a hold of me. My wife has been in the hospital for the past 2 weeks. It's really been a kind of hectic time. If you could get hold of me, call me and I'll have this phone with me. I'll be looking forward to your call. If I don't take it right away as soon as possible, you hang up and I get away from the nurse. I'll call you. Good to hear your voice, man. Thank you very much. Bye. Speculation about the death of Billy Jack Haynes' wife, Jeanette Becraft, suffered from dementia in the later years of her life. It has been it has been speculated that Billy Jack Haynes may have killed his wife because she's no longer wanted to live. The Wrestling Time Machine host Mac Davis gave an insight into what life can be like living with someone with al- alzheimer as Alzheimer Alzheimer Alzheimer's. Like this is what he had to say right here. Also, saying, I dealt with Alzheimer's 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 in our family. My father had it, and I took care of him for 5 years. And when I heard the story that he had shot his wife, then I heard she had al- al- alz- Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's. Not. I'm. I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me having been someone that there are times when you see them struggling so 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 much, and you know that they just don't want to be around much anymore. It's hard not to think, man, like if I could help them somehow just leave this earth quicker. It's hard to explain unless you go through it. The WWE Hall of Famer Ted Long added that he also looked after his wife before she passed away in 2022. In 20, yeah. She and he added she had been sick for a while, but she could still move around. But she had got the neuropathy, so bad that she couldn't even walk anymore. We had to carry her like a baby. She couldn't eat anymore. She was like 80, not 80, 98 pounds. I watched her just like Dieter Tor, de, uh, de, 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 deteriorate, 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 like which he said on the article 1103 to 1122. Make sure you check that out. Billy Jack Billy Jack Haynes is arguably best remembered by wrestling fans for competing at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, but but he 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 fought Hercules in a double count out in the second match of the night. And what are your thoughts on this case with Billy Jack Haynes of the scandal situation of him murdering his wife? And then do you think it was because? And do you think he was taking orders for his own wife? Even especially when it comes to in that or that involves, especially if it involves her asking her to do a favor of shooting her and killing her in their own cold pool of blood, of her own cold pool of blood. Hope I said it correctly. But anyways, yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And what's your thoughts on Ted Long about his thoughts onto his former wrestling friend, and also about on how he took care of his wife before she sadly passed away 2 years prior. Let me know all about this in the comments down below. But I just don't think a man should do that to his wife, even if she asks you that. Like if your wife ever asks that, you make sure to give her help immediately, and not just do exactly what you want in this manner, because that's harmful, and you're going to be getting the blame for it and be sent to the prison cell for the rest of your life, basically. Even though he already lived his life as his is possibly his dream career as a as a pro wrestler and wrestle in a few matches, including in WrestleMania, with one being memorable in WrestleMania 3 in 1987, I believe they said, yeah. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on it. And do you think this is absolute? Do you think this is absolutely insane, or do you think it's very sad? Like, do you think any of this? Yeah, please make that known in the comments. But stay positive. And my best recommendation. But anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news. But yeah, but yeah, once again, like one more time for the last time, like yeah, if like for men out there on all ages, like if your wife ever asks you to kill her, like as in like kill her in a way, like what if it's stabbing her to death, shooting her to death, or anything of the sort, the best recommendation is to get her help and make sure that the have somebody to talk to her. If, like to talk to her if like that she's not alone like about this case of having this disorder or some sort, I guess including dementia, like and this is only I'm asking, like if this is true, like just get her help and ask until like respectively, like whatever, whatever she's going through, like dementia or any other disorder, like just other have have somebody to talk to that is that life is your life is very more important than losing it, and you should be living life to the fullest, like before you can even before get your last day being on the earth. I'll say that's my best advice to give to those who are suffering through the same situation. If this case is true, what's in the defense of Mr. Billy Jack Haynes. But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is some got some wrestling veteran on what WWE should do with Triple H and The Rock after the game called out the great one on last week's SmackDown. The legendary wrestling manager Jim Corgan, or not Jim Corgan, that's a Corgan, Cornette. Where did even the G came from? Let's wrestling legendary wrestling manager Jim Cornette has commented. Cornette commented on how WWE could proceed to with the Triple H and The Rock storyline. During the WrestleMania press conference, the Great One confronted the game backstage and used a significant amount of profanity in his speech. The latter made his televised return on SmackDown last week and called out the Brahma Bull. He reminded him that he's the one steering the ship. The WWE Chief Content Officer uh, also that made it clear that the main event of WrestleMania 40 will be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Speaking on the latest edition of the Jim Cornette Experience, the wrestling veteran stated that although Triple H and The Rock can't have a match, that there could be a power struggle between them, and trading fist isn't what's important in this storyline. He said they can't have a match. Obviously, you mentioned Triple H's heart problems, but again, The Rock can talk like crazy, and whatever we think he's a big star, and now he's a heat. The the fans the fans the fans wouldn't believe Nick Aldis and Adam Pierce or anybody else like stand up to The Rock like verbally, like or try to put his foot down in a power struggle, Triple H has got enough pull and enough stroke, and enough credibility with that audience, that they will say, yeah, this is going to be a struggle, said Cornette on this, which is on this article, of the full of the full of the full comments from the former WWE manager, like and you can read it for yourself on article 625 to 704. But he also added the personalities are personalities are what's important. Like here and they don't have have or have to fight again. I can't wait to see it. Like you said, they can go so many different ways. All this can flip alliance or the board of directors, and try to to undermine Triple H or whatever, which he's also said on 714 to 730 of the full comments of his on his Jim Cornette Experience podcast, which you should check it out. Which I'll say it's very interesting, especially with him having these animated characters versions of the wrestlers, whether if they're from AEW or WWE, with him having the character of himself. Which you usually do that on his drive-through podcast, like if I'm not mistaken, which I think I said before, but if I did, I'll say it again. Now it kind of reminds me of Wendy's dad. You know, the Wendy's girl logo, like the mascot symbol of the restaurant Wendy's. He kind of remind me of her dad, like in a way. But that's besides the point. But yeah, most of y'all probably will see what I mean if I show this image of him. But back to this wrestling news story, well, not just story, but the news story. But also it says well, I'm also going to read this right here before I ask you what your guys think about this. But it was announced on the Blue brand last week that on this episode of Friday Night SmackDown, both Roman Reigns and The Rock would make their return. The two stars are now on the same page, and they both heels, and they are both heels. Make it be the exact. They both have issues with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, although it isn't been made official yet. It's been speculated that the four men will collide in a tag team match at WrestleMania 40 Night 1. It'll be interesting to see how it plans out or pans out. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Jim Cornette's comments on they should do some kind of an authority versus an authority figure storyline? Like who's gonna be like when it comes to management and some political actions, not in wrestling action, or even have one of their best wrestlers wrestle against each other, and whoever wins gets the power of authority. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Like in a way, like who's going to be running management in WWE? They should do a storyline like that. Like if they're going to have something wrestling, involved, you should have someone like Solo. Even though as much as I don't like this match as much as the next guy, like with having this match like Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton, because they for one of the facts is because they already wrestle like about 20 different times on SmackDown. So I'm not sure it should be Randy Orton, but also at the same time, Triple H knows him really well, so we can have him face Solo Sikoa with The Rock, one team power. We'll have his enforcer of the bloodline taking on Triple H's former stablemate of Evolution, the Viper. But that's only if push comes to shove. But I think it should be somebody else. Who could it possibly be? That remains to be seen. Like if it was have to be in that matter, I'll say maybe he could bring back John Cena, like someone that he know and he wrestle with from the past 20 years in the ruthless aggression era. That could be another option, but he's probably busy in Hollywood. So having other movie roles like that's going to be out in theaters or Netflix or any other streaming service exclusively. So I'm not sure if we'll bring back the 16-time WWE champion, but I mean, it's worth the try. Like we can, like if he's if he's not busy in again in Hollywood, if he can find a schedule to be a part of WrestleMania, but we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But I think I don't. But yeah, whether them representing the wrestlers or them wrestling themselves, it don't have to be a match. Like Jim Cornette said, I would agree with him in a way. Like they could do it a different other way, like to see who they could do it like a story and segments. Like you don't have to be a match just to put on entertainment. Like it could do it like who they can even do like in a like what's that like in a political way. Like even though they're not trying to be in the politics, but they could do somebody can vote like who's vote who's team for Team Rock or vote for Team H, like which we could see like most of the